Hello and welcome to Robyn's Roost. Today I'm going to show you how to make a fancy fan greeting card. I've made this as a birthday. It could be a good Mother's Day card as well. Here's another version of it. This one is a little bit smaller so that it will fit into a regular sized envelope. So the one we're doing today will be this size but in the black and the yellow. So to begin with, you're going to start with an 8-inch square piece of black cardstock. And you will score it 4 inches both directions. And then you will also score it diagonally one way. Okay, when you have it scored, you're going to fold on your straight lines, not the diagonals, one direction, and then flip it over and fold your diagonals the other way, or your one diagonal score the other direction. Then when you fold your card, it will push in those diagonal scores so that you kind of have something that looks like this. Now to make the fan pieces, you're going to cut 2 daffodil yellow strips 1.5 inches by 4 1/4, and 3 black the same size, 1.5 by 4 1/4. And I've also marked a little dot at the 3/4 mark so that when I cut it, it'll be ready to do that. Now I don't have a Stampin' Up border punch, so this is a non-Stampin' Up punch that I'm using. And you're just going to center those and punch all of them as centered as you can get them. To cut your fan blades to an angle, simply put your mark there and in the middle of the cutting spot, and your tip on the other end so that you cut it at an angle. Slide your blade down and then go ahead and do that same thing, angling it to the other corner so that you end up with an angled cut on both sides. And go ahead and do that with all of your pieces. Then you're going to start laying them on the card. Beginning in the center, lining up the fan pieces, or the scallops on the top. Now what I did to mark where I wanted my circle is I simply took a marker and I tried to keep my dots at the edge of the card, and I just kind of went along and made my dots here. And that's going to depend on what type of punch you use for your edge. And then just simply take your scissors and round that. And then when you start to glue them down, you can either use tape runner or a glue stick, whatever you prefer. And again, start in the middle and get your edge scallop right where you want it. Just butt them up against each other, making sure that you kind of match up your scallops. Now your last pieces are going to overhang a bit, but you'll cut that off when you'll trim them from the back side. So then to trim them, simply flip your piece over and go ahead and even them off. Okay, and now we are actually ready to emboss. So we're going to emboss all of the pieces at the same time. And I'm going to use the Flowering Flourish for the back of the fan. And I do want to use my Embossing Buddy. So we'll just go ahead and ink these up and stamp them. And we've got 2 of the butterflies from the Papillon Potpourri set. And the greeting from the Petite Pairs. And then I will give these a blast with the heat gun, and I'll be right back. So, now that I have everything embossed, we can go ahead and punch out the butterflies with the Bitty Butterfly Punch. It's so nice when there's punches that match the stamp sets. And we also have the Elegant Butterfly Punch for the bigger butterfly that I've chosen. And for the greeting, I'm using the 1 3/8" circle punch, and then we will cut it down to fit. So, simply adhere these with some snail. And place the butterflies. Trim off the excess on the greeting circle. There we go. There is our fancy fan. And you can line the inside with pieces of paper and stamp and embellish so that your recipient has even more fun when they open up the inside of the card. I hope you enjoyed your visit to the Roost today, and come back soon. Thanks.